Had my birthday last weekend, so that's why I was away. And for tonight's stream, I'm actually working on a gift for someone else's birthday. My good friend, depending on which site it is, he goes by Dorito Head on one of my sites, and his character's name is Wally, so I sometimes call him Wally. Um, so that's the character on the left here. I've drawn him a couple times. Oh, that's not it. Something else I'm working on. Like this picture for Valentine's Day, which you see. His character is a Corgi Golden Retriever mix, and I've drawn his dad character before. He's so cute. And yeah, so I'm gonna be working on this for a bit tonight, and I might also get to work on. If you guys remember this? Well, it's a cartoon pilot, so that didn't get off the ground for whatever reason. It's called Three Dogs Band or Three Dog Band, and one of the characters, Sly, was this like disco themed dog, and I like his character. So a couple of years ago, I took to drawing him a bit, and wanted to draw him recently. So I've been like kind of up with these like fun, showgirl outfits. So I thought, and he'd be perfect for one. So I sketched this up, and might get to do some of the line art, maybe some of the coloring for that tonight. But first, I'm going to be working on this one here. Well, my friend's birthday is... friend's birthday's tomorrow, so hope I can get this one finished in time. It's a simple piece, so hopefully it won't be too much trouble. I just briefly touched on the line art coming in before I start the stream. So yeah, I'll just work on these for a bit tonight and see how much progress we get. So yeah, my birthday was last weekend, so I had a fantastic time with friends. We went to a brunch buffet at my favorite restaurant. It's absolutely amazing. I posted my pictures on Instagram. Yeah, so that was a delight. And then we came back to my place and we played video games. We were gonna start right away with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, but my controllers weren't charged, so I had to charge those up. So as we waited for those to charge, we played Halo 3 on the Xbox 360, which is a game I have a storied history with. But my friends really like it, so I was happy to oblige, and we had a great time playing that. And then we switched to Mario Kart 8, which I adore. Well, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe specifically. I adore Mario Kart 8 on the Switch, and we played that a lot too before. So Mario Kart Deluxe 8, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, or however, pretty much the same game, just with some additions, characters, and I maybe think a couple courses and certainly some parts. Really enjoy it. And I'm trying to think. Like, I didn't get to play it much because it's also not my copy. My friend of mine brought her copy, so I haven't played it since. But I'd like to maybe get my own someday, just so I can unlock all this stuff for when I have company. Now, I'm not terribly good at any of the Mario Kart games, so I do need the practice too. There's a lot coming out this fall, and well, there are 3 games I'm interested in this fall. One's coming out in October, really soon, which is Soul Calibur 6. And that has a lot of expectations for me, because Soul Calibur 5 it did one thing extraordinarily well, and everything else was subpar. Well, subpar compared to the standards the series created for itself, I should say. And that the character creation Soul Calibur 5 was tops. Absolutely amazing. I love it. But the characters, the story, a lot of the battle features, kind of the gameplay, level design was all lower than the bar of the series, I think. And that kind of was the start of like Soul Calibur's decline, like the franchise as a whole, because then it released a lot of disasters after that, a like a card game no one played, and some microtransaction heavy mobile games, and just a whole just a several failures in a row, and that just put the series in question. And now they whoever at Namco fought hard for getting Soul Calibur 6 out, and it's set up as a reboot of the franchise, which they kind of have to after Soul Calibur 5, really. Certainly story-wise, since the story kind of aged Soul Calibur 5 aged everyone, and introduced a bunch of new, younger versions of those same characters that everyone hate. Let me word that differently. So Soul Calibur 5 aged up returning characters and introduced a bunch of replacements for old characters that were just the characters' movesets, but none of their fun personalities, and just really a lot of annoying traits, like horribly annoying traits. And so, yeah, that was a bust in that regard. So yeah, they're rebooting it, doing it a story again. I mean, not that the story matters. I mean, in fighting games, really, it doesn't, since most fighting game series have some evil corporation trying to do something nefarious, and use a fighting game to achieve those means. Question mark. And this one's just like two swords. One's unambiguously evil, and the other one's ambiguously good. And people are fighting over them for whichever reason. And it's usually good gameplay, and they have their guest characters that are lots of fun, depending. Like a Star Wars character in Soul Calibur 4 was just right out of left field, and they did, except for Darth Vader, the other two didn't play well. Yoda for kind of being broken because of his height, and Starkiller for having the problem with him, I should say, just is that he's a very combo heavy character, and the computer can pull off those combos crazy well, which made facing him in the arcade mode super annoying. But it's really hard to actually pull off those combos. So yeah. But if you can manage it, then he's kind of broken. And now in Soul Calibur 6, the guest character's Gareth from... is it Gareth? No, Gareth. Yeah, Gareth. Gareth's from Thief franchise. Gareth is from... So it's going to be Gareth in Soul Calibur 6. He's going to be... yeah. The character Gareth from the Witcher series is going to be the guest fighter in Soul Calibur 6. So that ought to be interesting. I still haven't played the Thief games. I feel so bad for that. I do have most of them, actually. So I'll need to get to those someday. Just always so many games, so little time as it goes. Yeah. So it's coming out in mid-October. Or mid to late October. I think it's like... when is it exactly? No, it's soon. But I really want to get it. But also, one thing that has me aware is that they're putting a lot of stuff that ought to be in the game in DLC, including characters, even fan favorite characters. Well, I don't know how fan favorite she is, but certainly the character Tira is going to be a DLC exclusive character, which is stupid because she's been just a character in the game since Soul Calibur 3, but now they're making her a DLC exclusive, which is that's not a good sign, really. Like, just putting so much, and then also a bunch of character creation features, and I'm really considering getting the season pass, but for a game that has had a really rocky track record lately. Um, I'm kind of worried because I've been burned by getting season passes for games and it just not panning out right. Like the last season pass I got was, well, I did like the game as a whole. The uh, Borderlands pre-sequel season pass was kind of a bust because it had far fewer DLC than the previous game, and the game itself was could have actually been a DLC for Borderlands 2. So it's a hard decision to make because also that season pass would come to about $90. So I don't know if I want to throw that down a game that might not be. Again, I don't know. I still haven't looked into it, so I might hold off on buying it. But I will get it for the PC because I don't have the other consoles it comes out on. I don't have a Xbox One or PS4 yet, so I would definitely get on PC. So I want to see. I want to wait a bit to see how it plays first, and for them to work out the kinks. Because of course, when a lot of games come out nowadays, they have to go, oh well, we're going to be releasing patches to fix this problem that we didn't address earlier. So stay tuned for that. But once I do, I'll really try to see what I can do about live streaming it and maybe even give it a review because I haven't done a game review in 2 years really. But yeah, I just have I have a big soft spot for the Soul Calibur franchise. So I really hope it comes back into form because if this one doesn't do well, there's serious talks of the franchise ending, from what I've heard. So hopefully Soul Calibur 6 is good, but what they're doing in the DLC has me worried. So I'm gonna wait till it's released, see what people say about it, and then throw down my money on the season pass and get all those character creation goodies and characters like Tira. Because I actually really like Tira. She's fun to play as. I'm not really good as her because, well, she's really hard to play as. And I'm really actually not terribly good at fighting games in general, but I really enjoy them. I don't button mash, but I'm not a combo master either. I really don't button mash. I really try to do what I can with the combos I can learn, but I play the games for fun. And also really fun party games as well. Because I've had a lot of fun playing the Soul Calibur games with friends. We make our own characters, and then we just go crazy with the insanity of those character creation features. I've always loved those games for their character designs in general as well, for like their main cast. Oh, so much amazing design work. Most of the time. Some of the times they can go in like weird directions. For example, Soul Calibur 3 had a lot of odd costume choices that did not jive well with me. A big one was, well, Tira's her main costume. That green and purple monstrosity. Like, I mean, I like green and purple together, but this was like, ew. It was a deep purple and like a seafoam green, and it did not work. Oddly enough, though, her Player 2 costume I absolutely adored. Like this really pretty gold mini dress with black boots and the lavender hair, and she had lavender hair and like a really neat style, like the Princess Leia buns, but feathered out in the edges, so it looked like this almost like a saw blade like hairstyle. I thought that was neat, like more like a saw blade flower, however you like to describe it. I know in the character creation, I think it's called something flower. But yeah, I mean, I just love that that outfit design. But her Player 1 costume with that purple green feathers, no, thank you. And then on the flip side, in Soul Calibur 4, her Player 1 costume looked good, but her Player 2 costume I didn't like as much. Like they went for like a clown theme with the Player 2 costume, and it was like gothic. It tried to go gothic clown and sexy all at the same time. It did not mix as well as I think they were hoping it did. At least to me, it didn't. But her Player 1 costume was decent. Kind of some oddities, but it did work well with her personality. It was like this like red outfit, and then had her hair and like a ragged, mismatched pigtails. Um, it worked, though. It started to work for me less when I saw that in addition to the pigtail, she had this long braid in the back, which seemed really superfluous to me and distracting. So, still, the red outfit looked nice. It's good shade, like deep shade of red, some pinstripe, gold pinstripe. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of Player 2 costumes in Soul Calibur 4 were kind of bad looking. Like, Baldo's was awful, absolutely awful. The only good thing about Ivy's was that it wasn't as stupidly revealing as her Player 1 outfit, and you could get those awesome boots and the character customization. Then I don't really remember much of the outfits in Soul Calibur 5 because that's the one I played the least, just because it had. Soul Calibur 5 really did not have as much replay value. Like I mentioned, character creation, amazing. The actual fighting game activities you could do were very lacking. There was no arcade mode. Well, there was an arcade mode, but it didn't have any kind of fun cutscenes you could watch for the characters to actually make you, learn about them and like them. Instead, you had to deal with their grating voice clips, especially for those younger characters who suck so hard. So yeah, they're retconned away. Bye bye. And I'm not sorry for them. Especially I hate Patroclus and Pyrrha. They're the worst. Patroclus especially because he has such a unlikable personality. And for me, Pyrrha, she just kind of drifted way too far in she had the moe points were so high that she kind of degenerated to the dreaded moe blob type of character, and I was not into it. No, not at all. Just made me hate having to see her on screen because she was always like her intro and outro cutscenes were just so sad, where you see her trembling, and I'm like, I don't want to fight a trembling. That's very unsportsmanlike. And you play as her, and she win, and you win as her. Then she's clutching her head in pain, and it's like, ugh, this is an absolutely miserable experience playing as and against that character. Ugh, terrible. And of course, Patroclus is just an absolute douche. And the story, which was rushed and shortened, focused entirely on those two characters. Horrible. Like I played through it, and it was so filled with plot holes, dumbness. Didn't even include most of the characters. Certainly not the legacy characters. Like most of them didn't show. Like Mitsurugi, who's been in the franchise since day one, didn't even show up in that game's story. Instead, we got newcomers like Zwei, the guy with the floating wolf guy behind him, whose moveset's very combo heavy. Combo heavy to a fault in that unless you know the combos, he does very little damage. Yeah, and then Viola, who may or may not be Amy from the last two games. I think she also may have been like on the arcade of Soul Calibur 2 or something. Yeah, she was removed, but they had that new character Viola, which looks a lot like her and sounds like her too, so it might be her, but it's not certain. So it's like those two were serving as Viola and the Zwei guy were serving as what's his name, Siegfried's helpers and go fighting against Soul Edge, and then they got Patroclus on their side. It was awful story, rushed and bad and just bad. Just there was nothing I liked about that story. I mean, Tira was focused in it, and that was kind of interesting. But then she's responsible for most of what happens in that game's story, like the bad things that happen. And then, for some reason, like after like her plan like comes to fruition, she just disappears, and you don't see her again. She just looks like, oh yeah, new nightmares here, and then she just and then she literally just skips off the screen, and you don't see her for the rest of the story. Um, no idea what that was about, but and it's just Patroclus fighting against like Soul Calibur, like Pyrrha possessed by the Soul Edge, and just dumbness, and then just these characters that are so unlikable and flat. Ugh. There's very limited replay value in that game. But you get to fight against Ezio Auditore, which is fun for me because I had some feelings against the Assassin's Creed franchise at the time. I still kind of do. I haven't picked up an Assassin's Creed game since Revelations. I really should play Black Flag because I hear that one's good, and I kind of want to play Assassin's Creed 3 to get the closure. I don't even know why I want this. The closure to Desmond Miles' story, even though Desmond Miles is one of the worst protagonists in video games for just really being along for the ride. I mean, absolutely just along for the ride. Like, he has no real he has no agency in the first game except he's being held hostage, essentially. And his segments just always broke up the more interesting story and the ancestor memories. So every time like he had to be brought out, it's just a slog to deal him and these other awful characters in the modern day subplot. I hate. Man, what was his name? The obnoxious British guy, who had like all it was just all of his remarks were catty, bitchy remarks that really lost their charm quickly into Assassin's Creed 2. And then Rebecca, the tech girl, whose personality was being the tech girl. And then Lucy was there because she just was. And it was so uninteresting. So I kind of just have a morbid curiosity in seeing how that all ends in Assassin's Creed 3. Even though I hear the past life stuff, memory bits are not as interesting as the games before that. And then they ditch Miles altogether and do a different protagonist thing. I'm not quite sure. I stopped paying attention. And then you have Assassin's Creed Odyssey coming out, or it's already come out, where it's in Greece or something, and I'm just not interested at all. I just lost interest in that franchise. Like, it was fun, it was, for the times I played it, but the drop in quality, the controversies, it just made me not want to continue on. But with the absolute disaster that was Assassin's Creed Unity, horrible fumble. And I see a lot of fan-made art for like hypothetical games that look way more interesting than what what Ubisoft actually releases. So that's another curiosity. So yeah, I did get some catharsis from beating the living snot out of Ezio. No, actually, I do like Ezio the character from Assassin's Creed games, but just kind of him as that embodiment of that franchise to me. Just going after him in Soul Calibur 5 was it felt good. Oh wait. Oh, I didn't get that. Wait, did I do that line? Oh, wait. Alright. Been slow on art the past few weeks, just with stuff going on. Like, I had a really hard week last week with work and stuff, and ugh, just things happening. And nothing bad happened at work, just like a lot of work to do. Just trying to get it all done, and then coming home tired, and then worrying about sleeping well that night. And I didn't sleep well Wednesday and Thursday night, so that ended my week on kind of a wobbly note. Um, Slept better last night. Yeah, and I got my flu shot this morning, so relieved that that's out of the way. I'm also making steady progress on my Halloween pictures. I have 14 planned and I've sketched 3, so need to get that done. My theme this year is going to be Friends characters dressed as characters from Steven Universe. I love Steven Universe, so it's really fun to draw these costumes. I did my best to kind of match the characters to match my friends' characters to the characters they're going to be dressed as. Some of them are a bit of a stretch. But they're fun. Like one of my friends has a character he's a bear character that's very stoic. So that character's going to be dressed as Garnet. Another friend's character is known for having wild hair and wearing face paint, so he's going to be... Again, this is, more of an aesthetic choice. So he's going to be dressed as Jasper. So it's a mix. And then my character is dressed as Pearl because I'm such a Pearl. I mean, I relate so much to her, so much. And then the one that, well, technically 2 that are going to be drawn in more of a meta sense. It's a meta joke for the Friends characters more so than the characters from the show. Well, I mean, it's a mix of both because, okay, it's who I'm dressing as Rose Quartz and Pink Diamond. Where that one is like kind of a meta joke for the characters that belong to this friend and also the characters from the show. So I hope it makes sense when it's all said and done. Most of these I'm trying to keep as a surprise, but some I've already let slip. I already told who's going to be Steven, that they're going to be Steven, and who's going to be Jasper. I've already told them who's who. Same for Garnet, like who's going to be Garnet. Interestingly, in only one of those cases is that person actually a fan of the show. Let's get started. What do they have to complain about? Yes, because there's so many. I'm gonna see if I can get away without fully shading them. I mean, it's 14. Like last year, I did 6 or 7. No, no. It was the Pokemon villain teams. It was Rocket, Aqua, Magma, Galactic, Plasma, Flare, and then I did Jesse and James together, and then Meowth, and then Wobbuffet. So that was 10. I guess I could do what I can in coloring, coloring and shading 14 pictures. So I'm getting an early start on them, but hopefully nothing gets in the way to kind of impede my progress. So we'll see. I think the detail and shading in Steven Universe, well, depending. At least in the references, like the shading's not. I mean, the shading's there, but it's not. Like I can get away without shading. Like I've done some pictures lately without shading, just because I need to get them done. And they're more just kind of costume designs. Like this one, I might like this. Like this one, I might not. I probably won't shade because like the other like one times I've drawn costumes like this, I kind of wanted them for the costume design, and I needed to get them done. Not that I'm lazy, it's just shading can be a chore. Yeah, I'll see how much progress I can make with these Halloween pictures, and if I need to skip the shading, I might. That sounded weird. It helps that a lot of Steven Universe character designs are a lot of them are simple. At least in regards to the outfits. So it's me drawing these friends' characters in the outfits. So I get to work more so with my own art style and kind of theirs, as opposed to the shows, which is simple in certain ways. It has a lot of simplicity in its art style. Which I adore. It's a fantastic art style. Though it's one I'm still trying to practice drawing. Like drawing a character with Pearl's body proportions is not easy for me. I need a lot more practice. But drawing a character I'm used to drawing dressed as Pearl is a lot easier than drawing Pearl herself in her show's cartoon style. So yeah, it's just characters dressed up for Halloween. The interesting, like one of the costumes I'm going to be drawing is White Diamond, who was hard to figure out who to draw in that costume, just because that character has such a gravity to her. I'm picking out the characters for Blue, Yellow, and Pink Diamond were really easy, and like I knew right away who I wanted to draw in those costumes. But White, I'm gonna save drawing White's maybe as the last one, because the person I have in mind to draw her in, to draw in that costume, prefers to be wants to be asked permission before his characters are used. So just want to make sure I can get his done and then ask him. Trying to do a bit more different pen sizes for line art. Depending on the object I'm inking. I probably will live stream some of those pictures too, given the chance. I'm still open for commissions. So if you're interested, send me a note. Have my prices on Twitter, DeviantArt, and Tumblr, and somewhere else. Well, really just like anywhere, just send me a note if you're interested. And I'll see when I can fit you in. I didn't even put these lines in yet. Oh, I'm missing a undershirt. Oh, need to do his, finish up his head. I'm trying to replicate my friend's art style too for this picture, because he had a really cute art style. I've heard for the first time on the radio, it was Wednesday, I think, or Tuesday. Oh, it was last week, and I heard for the radio for the first time the song Jackie Chan by DJ Tiesto and Post Malone and a couple other people, and I really dig that song. I like it a lot. The lyrics are kind of, but I mean, it was the first time I heard a song on the radio that was that fun, because there's like a lot of more, downbeat songs that are popular at the moment. So having something that energizing, I really appreciate. So I've been listening to that song a bit lately. Has a really cute music video too. And I really don't listen to a lot of Post Malone. I mean, some of his stuff is good, but he's not my favorite. One of my friends absolutely adores him. I think he's okay. He has some good tunes here and there. I don't really go out of my way to listen to him, though. So he's not the worst thing out there. He's good. He's fine. Not fine, just fine. Oh, such a busy October. It's almost here. Ugh. One way to kick off October is Thursday. I have jury duty. Oh, that's gonna be interesting for the first time. So, see how it goes. Sometimes get too quick when it comes to sketching his hair. Ugh. And I pay for that when I do the line art. I don't want to do his eyebrows yet. Okay. Now I need to do his cake. Ugh, it's stiff. Ugh. Stretch out my hand a bit. Ugh. All right. do one more live. Oh man, I missed that big bit. Hmm. Whoa. I forgot their noses. Ugh. They're both two cute dogs. Ooh. Oh, and I forgot the collar. Okay. Well, I'll do that later. And I forgot the top of the cake. Ugh. Alright, now just get some basic flat coloring. Ooh, that's not it. That's not it either. This one. Oh, I forgot to get the pink for the tongue. I don't have it there. Okay. Gotta leave those tongues gray for now. Still thinking about making his hair lighter in general, just because had a couple pictures of him done by the people, and they made his hair black when it's not supposed to be black. It's just a dark brown. I was gonna get the color for his pants from a different picture. Ooh, alright. Oops. I'll take the gray for his shorts too. Alright. Get the bits I missed. His collar. What else was missing? Oh yeah, top of the cape. Want to go for chocolate cake with pink frosting bits. Let's see. I hope my friend likes chocolate cake. Ooh, what? Yeah, that's a mistake. Okay. Okay, now I need to do their eyebrows. Anyways. Excuse me. Don't know how much longer I'll get through this. I think what I'll do is finish the eyes and eyebrows on this one, take a break on this one, and see if I can get some headway on that other sketch. Ooh, that's the wrong layer. Okay. Alright, he has black eyebrows. Getting some progress at these eyes. Alright. Now I do my Wolfskis. I should make another reference sheet for my own character. I have a really great one done years ago by a friend of mine. I want to see if I can make one myself. I haven't done a reference sheet in a long time. Not like a... I've done just like a picture of the character. Not really kind of... Well, because I have done technically reference sheets, but not very kind of detailed ones in a while. They take a while to finish. I'm trying to get the style of my friend's eyes right. I do them last. Oop. Here we go. I did a circle within a circle. Alright. Ooh, that's... Alright, well, no. It's gonna be really hard. Alright. My lair for the pupils and the eye gleam. Oh, welcome Star Dudes 52. How are you tonight? I'm doing quite well, just trying to get some work done and art and such. Got quite a lot of pictures I need to finish throughout the month of October. Wait a second. Yeah, I put that in the wrong layer. Whoopsies. Okay. This is a birthday gift for a friend of mine. I've drawn stuff for him a couple times. He has really cute characters and a nice, crisp art style. Really good line art. Really good. I'm trying to draw my eyes here the way he does on his pictures. Ooh, get that layer back. Alright. Oh yeah, September flew by. Well, it was fast and then it was long. Last week was long. Before that, it was pretty fast. Um, last week, and now it's just trying to get stuff ready. I have a lot of stuff to finish for Halloween. Like I have a lot of Halloween pictures. I'll probably stream some of those. Good times. All right. Okay, I need to get. Oh yeah, Star Dude. 52. His birthday's tomorrow, so I'm trying to get this finished for his birthday. So I get the right pink for the tongue and then color of the pants. So I might finish it off stream. Um, I want to get enough done on stream. Might even go into some of the shading. So I'll make sure that I get the progress done. Oh, I need to finish. Forgot about that. Ooh, that's not good. Well, I can fix that. That's not a problem. Just an annoying problem I forgot about. Uh-oh. Maybe that should be rounder at the bottom edges. I think so. That's a little bit better. Ooh, whoops. Don't know how that happened. Ooh, that's good. Okay. Yeah, I gotta touch up a lot of this shading. Now I need to get the cake in here. Oh, I didn't even have that bit selected. Okay. Ooh, what? Oh, thank you, Star Dude. Yeah, I really like drawing cute stuff. I really hope my friend likes this. I really enjoyed drawing GIFs and hope that the people who receive them like them. Put a lot of effort into these. I just like giving people a smile. Oh wait, oops. Alright, let's see. Okay. Add a few more details here and there. Okay. Ooh. He has a bit of a lighter fur color around his mouth, and forgot how low it goes onto his body. I know it goes down below the collar. Watching a bit of the Brak Show today. I missed that show. Feeling a bit nostalgic for those kind of old Adult Swim shows. Like I was watching a bit of well, they were in rotation recently. Watching a bit of Brak Show and Harvey Birdman. Those are fun. Got me in the mood to draw some fan art of just that time in my life. Those shows of varying quality and, you know, really depending on the person, how much tolerance they have for them. I liked them, for the most part. There were some bits of Aqua Teen Hunger Force that really did not, too much gross out, especially in the later seasons where it was not fun to watch that show in the later seasons. I'd watch episodes of kind of like my hands close to my face to cover my eyes if something weird happened. Not weird, but too icky. But it had some really classic episodes. Like the early 2000s Adult Swim shows I remember quite fondly. My favorite of that bunch was definitely C-Lab 2021. That was my show. Oh yeah, yesterday was a total throwback. Got those on my DVR. I didn't see all what they have. I did get at least 4 episodes of the Brak Show. Very fun show where one of the main characters between seasons got a whole new accent. That's fun. And I even acknowledge it in the show too, like just like the mom is suddenly British for some reason. Like what? I always remember this one quote from that character. And it was with the British accent too. It wasn't in the show. It was one of like the Adult Swim events. It was like their Christmas event. And let me see if I can get the pink for the tongue. Where is it going? Oh yeah, okay, so it was a quote from Brock's mom. And it was like the New Year's Eve special from 2000 something or other. Probably 2003 or no, 2002 or 2003. And they were talking about like setting up the party because the party took place at Brock's house. Brak's house, Brak's house. And they were talking about like what's going to be at the party, and the quote from the mom was just amazing, where she says, "It's gonna be a party of lots of..." Oh, yeah, I bungled that. "It's gonna be a party of lots of drinking and sex, woohoo!" And I'm like, what? It's just, I don't know, like the, I don't know what you can say about character consistency on a show like that. Not too much really, but it was still lots of fun just to kind of hear the characters say that. Probably let down to the build up of that, but I just really have a lot of fond memories from that era. Because that was like the time, like about around a time for me where I was like kind of looking for like what was the cool thing, and that just kind of seemed like that was the cool thing, just like kind of that aura of that, the shows and that's time blocks. Just kind of like the games I played, and just even games like I would not play now for various reasons. I just kind of still have those memories, like Ghost Recon. Like I didn't even like those games, but I just kind of have that was part of that era, that time. So I do have that fondness for those select games because of it. And just remember those elements. I remember just having afternoons where I'd just be playing Ghost Recon by myself, and then watch episodes from like recorded from Adult Swim, or like on the on-demand channel or whatnot. Just that was a time. had its downs. Absolutely did have its downs, but I'm kind of indulging in some of the ups at the moment. Should go into more conversation about that. Maybe like a video, do some more and some more fan art too. Like I did one C-Lab, sort of C-Lab 2021 fan art where it wasn't really fan art of. It wasn't a character from the show. It was a character, just a random character in an outfit inspired by the show. And then there's like and she's supposed to be in the setting, like she's in C-Lab. And you see some elements from the show, like you see the window. Okay, that's very bad. You see she's sitting at the window, and then you see like the Frankenstein phone. So I want to like do some stuff like that, like a lot of callbacks and throwbacks. I love doing that in my art. Some of my favorite pieces have actually been kind of very kind of reference heavy, or just kind of really just digging into those themes and things that I love, and kind of putting them into an image. All right. Well, Stardew 52 says Adult Swim has been a ... very large part of my TV life. Dude, I was just singing C-Lab's theme last night. Oh, I love the C-Lab 2021 theme. That's certainly a great earworm. It's just so cutesy and catchy. How's it go again? Let me see if I can get. Let me see if I can pull it out of my memory archive. Give me a moment. Was it if you're looking for me, you better check under the sea, 'cause that is where you'll find me, underneath the C-Lab. Underneath the water, C-Lab, at the bottom of the sea. I think that's how it goes. I might have missed a line. But yeah, that was a time. C-Lab 2021, The Brak Show, good Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Yeah. Good times. That's it. Oh, I'm glad I got the song right. Yeah, it's also giving me kind of just like a really nostalgic feel for Hanna-Barbera overall, especially because certainly Harvey Birdman like got a lot of mileage out of the Hanna-Barbera licenses, and you see pretty much all those characters appear in that show in various ways. And a lot of those shows probably like have not, like a lot of Hanna-Barbera shows in general just aged kind of terribly, just because that's kind of like the dawn of television animation becoming a regular thing. So to cut costs associated with animation, they had a lot of cheap, for lack of a better description, cheap animation in some of their shows. Cheap quality, like just like a really kind of sloppy, and of course they reused a ton of their themes from shows. Like how many Scooby-Doo clones did they make? How many clones of the Flintstones did they make? Yeah, but just kind of this having, but still like it was just kind of this like weird kind of combination of like when I was very very young, Cartoon Network was first starting out. It had a lot of Hanna-Barbera properties as is, just like the shows they just put on in syndication on that channel, and then later in years, like them kind of growing up along with me in like Adult Swim, where they're just used for these, relatively raunchy comedy shows, and just a trip really that they kind of were part of that developmental period for me, and so I do hold them dear for that. Um, so yeah. Oh yeah, Adult Swim was definitely like Stardude 52 saying, um, like mentioning how the early Adult Swim shows were early Flash animation, and they were. I mean, it was really really choppy. I mean, you could actually kind of consider C Lab 2021 specifically being the first ever abridged series, because it took really just took like the early episodes were clips from the actual show from back in the 60s, um, just redubbed and re-edited with not many changes, and every now and then you'd see like a Flash animation addition to a scene, and that became like the additional Flash bits became a lot more frequent in the later seasons. But yeah, Steelers 2021, you could make the case that it was the first ever abridged show, like a bridge series, and certainly Lil Karibo has had a lot of inspiration from Adult Swim. Like you'll see a lot of references to Adult Swim shows in Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged. It's kind of funny to see how much Adult Swim has evolved over the years, where you have this really early Flash animation cartoons with reusing material from old Hanna-Barbera shows, and then you have shows like Rick and Morty and the Venture Brothers with stunning animation, and it's a trip to see how that channel or programming block, however, has just evolved over the years. Stardude 52 says, it's one classic Adult Swim show that I really can't stand, but I'm getting invested as I watch it. And he answers 12 Ounce Mouse. I actually never watched 12 Ounce Mouse. That's one of the ones I just didn't start. I may have watched a bit of it and then kind of went, and then just kind of moved on to something else. Um, yeah, really, I don't know much about that show, except that the animation is very rudimentary. think that flame might be too big. Huh. Well, animation's about exaggeration. Okay, now I need to find... color of my guy's pants. There we go. Now he's wearing jeans. Okay. Stardew52 says, it's so bad animation-wise. He's talking about 12-ounce mouse. But really surreal, like a child thought it up, drew it, and animated it. But an adult put some... what is this? But an adult puts some psychoanalytical dialogue to it. Interesting. Yeah, I really haven't watched it much. I might check it out. Yeah, Adult Swim has some hit and misses. Like one thing that was a complete miss for me was Mr. Pickles. Oh no, too much gross out. No, no dear. I'm sure a lot of people like it, but it's just that was not my show. Oh, Stardew52 says, "Oh goodness, yes. I thought I was the only one." You were oh, are you talking about Mr. Pickles being really hard to watch because I can't stand that show. He says it just rubs me the wrong way, you know. Oh, I know, absolutely. It's just it's a very uncomfortable show. I mean, they put a lot of effort into being uncomfortable to watch. Like, I'm not into that. Like I've never really been one for gross out humor, especially when it's just so graphic in its visuals. Like I just can't. It's too much for me. Because a lot of 90s cartoons I like, but the ones I don't like tend to be gross out shows. Um, Though they've certainly had, you know, their mark animation. You know, Ren and Stimpy was good, but it kind of spaced out the gross out, which was something that its revival on MTV, the Del Party cartoon, did not do. So it was just gross out, and it was really appealing. And yeah, MTV animation can be kind of a lot more miss. Like I watched the Brothers Grunt. You don't need to if you don't need to watch that show. Yeah, where am I? Okay. Oh, Stardew52 says it tries for what was it? It ties for Super Jail with me, but I like SJ's animation style. Ren and Stimpy was something I loved back then, but I can't watch it now. Interesting. I haven't watched Super Jail either, really. There are a lot of Adult Swim shows that I haven't taken a look at. Like I haven't watched much of their live action stuff. Like the little things there, like Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. The only stuff I know about that show is what I've seen in promos between other shows. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Ren and Stimpy I haven't really watched a full episode through in a long time. Like I've watched clips here and there, since back in the day. And what else was I getting into? a show that was kind of like that for me. Not that I couldn't watch it, but it was like a show I loved back in the day. When I rewatched it, I had questions. Not that it was bad, but just questions in that they were able to get away with this as well as they did. Was and again, I'm not saying the show's bad. I'm just saying, looking back at it, I was like, wow, this was on a kids network. Okay. Invader Zim, great show, fantastic animation. I'm surprised they put it on Nickelodeon. So yeah, just like watching it like in like as like watching it after some years have passed, and it's like, wow, they got away with so much with this. Good show, but dang. I do some kind of cursive lettering, even though I'm kind of awful at cursive. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's see if I get calligraphy pen. Where is that? Here we go. I don't even need to get that vantage point. Stardew 52 says, "No, no, I get you. They really did. I like Invader Zim, but yeah, how I had what was it? How it had a home and Nick is anyone's guess. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. It was just a great show, but they just really stretched the envelope on what they could get past the censors. Actually, I ended up getting a lot more progress than this than I was expecting. And I was looking a bit late too. I think I'm in stream for almost 2 hours, so I might call it a night. So I didn't get a chance to work on this piece, but I'll get to it sometime soon. I'm really glad I was able to get this one finished though. Might touch up a bit before I post it tomorrow, but it's this birthday gift is mostly done. Let me redo that 8. Alright. Alright, I think we're done. I might touch things up later. This looks how I'd like it to. Oh, close out these. Just got those for color references. Yay, happy birthday, Wally. Alright, I think that's a good place to stop. I really want to thank everyone for watching live on Twitch or later on Twitch or YouTube. I try to stream each Saturday night. I'm still trying to see what other days I can stream. You can catch more of my art on DeviantArt, like Super Genji on DeviantArt, or you can follow me on Twitter at Gaming Genji, and I Tumblr too, Gaming Genji on Tumblr, where I also post art, and the Facebook page, and yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all next time.